Travis, maybe they can help.
These might be the same guys that raided our camp, and we barely got away from that.
Should we get it off?
Why the fuck is there a bear trap out here?
No, okay. Here we got a choice. There's a guy trapped in a bear trap, and zombies are coming. Do we chop his leg off?
Please.
My reasoning was, you chop a dude's leg off with an axe in the wilderness with without any proper tools and preparation.
You just killed a zombie with 5 minutes ago.
He's dead. He is dead if you cut off his leg. He's just going to die very slowly and painfully. So his only hope to live is to get him free one way or another. That's how I approached this. That is very, very much in the minority. So most players, and I think something like 85% of the players were like, yeah, let's just chop this dude's leg off.
Get the boys back.
Oh great, so you're gonna have you're gonna have a one-legged man bleeding out and screaming in pain that you now have to carry. And so that he can die later.
So we're not gonna cut this guy's leg off, but we're gonna do it the good way, the way that I did it in my playthrough.
I like that we don't know, because that makes it sound like mankind itself doesn't know. Like, we don't know how to do this.
It's not known. It's not meant for man to know such things.
Is he gonna make it? It has to be now.
Yeah, random bear trap in the woods. What's up?
Look at this
Wait,
giant
you really used
chain.
a rock?
What the fuck, Josh?
I'm sorry, but we have to go now.
Oh, that's not working. Here,
Yeah,
let's start.
It's almost like there's a limit to the
your leg.
metal things you could kill with a fire axe.
No. Try the trap again.
Anything. Oh god, there's so many of them. Fuck, I'm just wasting ammo
So,
now.
is there a real choice here? Like, the game seems like it really pushes you towards starting to cut his leg off, which might be why 80% of the people do it.
Yeah.
You know what? Wait a minute. Let me try a different option here. Oh, I can't.
Yeah, and once you start, you're kind of locked in.
We might screw this up then.
Afterwards, you're like, oh wait, there's a reset.
See what happens here.
Yeah, you get 3/4 the way through his leg, and you're like, you get 3/4 the way through your leg, and you're like, oh wait a minute.
Yeah, there we go.
Bear trap right here.
This is exactly what I did. I hit his leg 2 or 3 times, and then Kenny was like, hey, wait, we gotta go.
Give me the gun.
That's so horrible. Oh well. Good luck, buddy.
Oops. Great trigger discipline,
What?
Mr. I was in the Air Force Mark.
Shit. What happened?
Yes. In fact, he still has his finger on the trigger.
He went for the gun.
Also, like, that didn't happen in my playthrough.
Oh well, it's fated that if you free that guy, then
the dude with the other dude, the black-haired dude, is like off like 20 yards away, getting eaten by zombies for no reason.
the whole point of this scene is to have one critically injured, doomed person to drag with you back to camp. So the purpose.
Sorry, we were mostly through your leg, but we had to walk away. Emphasis on
I was
walk.
tired. I was tired, and frankly, I just didn't want to cut anymore. Good luck.
So that's actually how it happened in my game, not intentionally. I did a little bit more dicking around before I started cutting through his leg, and then Kenny was like, "No, we have to go."
Wait, is that Larry working on the fence?
Yeah, it is. He's working on
yeah.
the fence with Mark in this
Wow.
when you're doing the food rounds.
Okay, I had it in my head that Larry never ever did anything.
No, he helps out. I mean,
See,
he does stuff around the camp.
You hated Larry. You hated Larry's guts. I actually did not hate him nearly as much as you did. And I ended up siding a lot more with Lily on my initial playthrough.
I almost never sided with Lily, but I don't mind an abrasive character, under the assumption he's written with some decent backstory, or at least some reasoning for why he's like that. And Larry never really quite cut it, but he was never awful about it. Like,
Yeah.
Especially given that they have the excuse that he's probably slightly racist, he knows you're a murderer. They do enough to justify him being kind of a jerk to you at all times.
Come on, come on!
God. What happened?
Oh, God. Hell on these
Don't
people!
have time to explain.
Wow, look at all the subtitles freaking out.
What I can do.
Cat,
Okay?
can you fix him?
Jesus, Ken.
I don't know why we're yelling.
Lee! What the hell? You can't just be bringing new people here. What are you thinking?
Hey, you want to calm
Too
down?
bad we don't have to acknowledge your display
No,
more than
I
one
don't.
subtitle at a time.
I want to know why you thought bringing more mouths to feed was a good idea.
Jesus Christ.
I like Larry's watch your mouth.
Other one?
I also like how it doesn't give you
What if there are more
subtitles
of them?
while you have a
What if they
conversation
followed you
choice.
here?
There wasn't anybody
So
else, just
if you
us.
actually
How
are
do you
deaf
know
or
he's
hearing
not
impaired,
lying?
you're completely
Come
fucked.
on, Lily. These are people. People trying to survive just like us. We've got to stick together to survive.
The only reason you're here is because you had food. Enough for all of us. But that food is almost gone. We've got maybe a week's worth left. And
You're right, Lily and Larry. We can't afford to take on new people. That's why the two of you are leaving and we're taking on these random strangers. Because neither of them have tried to murder me yet.
Come over here and see what I drew.
What? No,
I will say that Ben's introduction is way more natural and interesting than Mark's, where Mark is like, "Hey,
Mark
Mark's
is like,
here.
"Hey."
You know Mark."
Dictatorship.
Yeah, you remember all that, all those wacky hijinks you had with Mark in episode 1 when you gave him a
Remember that
candy
time-
bar.
Remember that time you and Mark found a bottle of Jack Daniels out by the gas station and just sat there up on the roof looking at the stars, talking about your romantic lives, sharing a tender moment in body heat,
You weren't there.
and slowly
We made a
night
choice.
turned to
End
dawn.
of story.
You remember the Hot Springs episode?
Once Katya patches that guy up, you can kick him out of here. Send him out on their
You
own.
remember the
You care
first
less.
tender,
But they at least
innocent
deserve a
moments
fighting
with... Oh,
chance
okay,
against the
looks like
Walkers.
something's happening. And
And
also,
for the
I'm
record,
realizing about half
Kenny
this
wanted to
conversation
leave
is
those
coming from
people
my fanfic
behind.
and not from canonical sources.
Kenny would pull his head out of his ass for 5 seconds, he'd realize that I make these decisions to protect his family. We simply don't have enough food.
So, having
don't see
played,
any of
I
you
don't want to bring it
stepping
up.
to
I don't
make
want to
the
spoil
hard
anything.
decisions.
I'll bring it
My
up in
girl's
episode
got
5.
more balls than all of you combined.
Okay.
Dad, please.
Okay.
Why don't you go help
I was
out
just going
with
to compare
wall?
the Kenny-Lily relationship to a relationship that sort of exists in episode 4 and 5.
Stupid helping Mark
You know
the
what?
wall.
If you
Stupid
think I'm
mirror.
doing such a
Mirror.
shitty
I'm gonna
job,
push
then you
Doug.
do it.
Because I'm a big meaty pants.
Friggin' Doug, man. Who saves Doug?
That's all the food we have
I
for
totally
today.
saved
Where's my
Doug.
You
bag of
decide
adult...
who gets to.
Who's got
No,
my
I'm
box of
serious.
adult
Pick
diapers?
up that food and start handing it out. You see how it feels.
Actually,
to not
am I
have
not?
food for everyone.
Yeah. Aren't I the only one of us who saved Carly on the initial playthrough?
No, I
think
did.
so.
Oh, okay.
I want to take all
So
the
we got
food
half
from
and half.
Lily and just sit in front of her and eat all of it. All of it. Shoving entire fistfuls of crackers and cheese into my mouth, digging it out with my fingernails, staring her straight in the face.
Like,
Why is
just
Kenny
letting the
staring
crumbs
at us
fall.
like, you will die?
Eat half of the apple, shrug, and toss the rest over the wall.
Go and
I
find
don't
a
even know-
zombie and throw the food at it.
Like, bite the apple and like, man, I don't even know why I tried to eat this. I hate apples, and throw it away.
Real quick.
Outside the
Sure.
can.
What do you need?
Just apply some
I
pressure
don't know.
while
It's
I try to
it's
close
it's
this
interesting because
You know, I thought I was
I
starting
think
to
this
get
game
used
really
to it.
does push the
Sorry.
nature of what a
What were you
purely
thinking,
aesthetic
Green?
choice is as far as they
If
really
we lose,
can.
We aren't going to be able to take care of him.
Yeah. Okay, now that I've put my hands all over this bleeding wound,
It's
I'm
what
gonna
your
go back to
husband
handing
wanted.
out food.
Figures. I love that man to death, but I
It's
swear
just weird.
sometimes he's
Does
dumber
this
than a
pose
bucket.
really sort
Well,
of demonstrate
you've done all you
how
can, Lee. Thanks for the help.
plastic Katya's
Go
hairstyle
ahead and
is?
check in on the others. I need a little space here anyway.
You've done all you
It's-
can, Lee. Trust me. Well, I think I could know. Trust me.
Alright, who do we want to give food to?
You try and give it to Doug and he refuses it, so that's a good thing to
Okay.
do.
Where's your hat?
I don't know.
And of course,
Can
Clementine.
you
You
help
always
me
gotta give
find it?
food to Clementine. I wonder
Nobody
if it's
didn't give
possible.
food to Clementine.
I know. I wonder if
I
it's
had it a
possible,
couple days
and I
ago.
wonder
I promise.
if
If I
the
find
developers track that and just send
Thank
people out to
you.
kill you if you
Okay,
don't.
Clem. I've got to take care of some things.
Well, I know they don't, but I'm sure everyone watching the show would come to kill me if I did.
I like that conversation option. Like, do you really need it? Well, now that I think about it, I don't know. I never really liked eating much.
Something to eat.
Don't give Ben any food. I'm just saying, don't give Ben any food.
If you don't
I
feed
give-
him enough, then he might not have the energy he needs to be a competent
Okay.
member
Somebody
and
would do
contributor
better
to the
next
team
time.
later.
Yeah,
You
I
can
remember,
choose which
I was
food
actually,
to give to who.
Have any more
I
Yeah,
don't think
Chris,
it
I
matters at all.
remember-
Two.
I felt really
No, it-
relieved
it-
when Ben came by and saved my entire team from getting killed with a submachine gun. He would have been able to do that if I had given him those cheese and crackers. Why? Like, what was Ben like in your playthrough?
I'm okay.
Go offer
You got
Katya
that
some
card.
beef jerky.
Guess
See
what
if she
it
wants
is.
that while she's up elbow deep in that dude's gut.
Oh, I know. It's a goat,
Well,
right?
no, Josh, I don't think what food you give to who matters. And again, it's about making this feel like your decision and not making it feel like
Yeah.
handed food to NPC X. It's no, I gave Duck some cheese and crackers because I think he'd like that. It's a good, food snack. Maybe it reminds him
Yeah.
of when he went to
heck
school.
yes.
That sort of thing.
Is there peanut butter?
Exactly, and it makes you feel involved in the decision, as
No,
opposed to having a
probably
cutscene that
not.
plays out and you make a decision, then it just plays out for you. You're involved with it as it happens.
Also, choosing who you give the fruit to is
That
like
thing
saying,
doesn't
who
work
do I
anymore,
want to be able to
does it?
poop in the next 2
No,
months?
not since it broke at the drugstore.
Just gonna.
I'm a
move on
classy
to it
gentleman.
Yeah, if that's okay.
Pro tip
But there's
to
also-
game masters out there: next time your players load up on rations and they just pack
You
nothing
said
but
you didn't think
hardtack
they'd find
and
us.
like beef jerky,
Yeah, but that's just
remember
We
that.
can try to find them.
Just start keeping a tally
Clementine.
on the board.
I'm
Like
not
that's
stupid,
how many
Lee.
days it's
I
been.
know it's just
Ooh.
pretend, but it makes me feel better.
I thought you had to do a
You take
dialogue
good
choice
care
to
of
get
it.
into that, but apparently not.
I
Where
will.
Clementine says that she knows her parents are probably dead.
How you doing, Clementine? Everything all right?
Yeah. Is that man going to be okay?
It doesn't look good, Clementine. It doesn't look good.
I always
Also,
said
getting
no.
back to
no
Okay.
way.
Getting back to the choice thing that Chris brought up, the game throws so many choices at you that you never know which ones will be significant. So they all feel significant at the time. It's not until your second
Yeah.
playthrough that you know this one matters, this one doesn't. And so that makes them all feel like they have weight.
Look,
Um,
you've been good
which
to me,
is
my
one
friend.
reason it's bad to watch a
Saved
Let's
Doc
Play
from
this game
those
without playing it.
monsters.
It
And you
steals a
stood up
lot
to
of
Larry at
the...
drugstore.
It's like watching a magic trick twice.
You and Clem are welcome to come with us.
Mm-hmm. I was also that moment a moment ago where we were talking to Clementine, and we had to tell her like what we thought about the guy's chances of survival. That's another good moment of Lee is an established character, but you get to like influence how he comes off. Like you know,
Yeah.
there's a choice for I don't think he's
So-
gonna make it, but there's no choice for rip, and like moving your thumb across your throat while rolling your eyes.
So,
Go ahead, Joe.
Yeah,
I
agree with Kenny. The coach sounds like a great idea.
Ghost does sound like a smart.
immediately the second I heard that he was like, "Let's get a
I know
boat
they're
in this episode," I was like,
Taking my family.
"You're so goddamn stupid. Why would there be boats left?" And that's pretty much how I treated the plan the whole time.
Want something to eat?
But really, I mean, you don't know how fast the infection spread or if people had time to put the boats out. I mean, we know so little. We've been out in rural areas for most of the time, and we haven't seen the city.
Look at Kenny's expression. He's like, I don't know,
It looks
man.
like he's looking.
This is
It
a
looks
difficult
like he's
choice.
looking at. It looks like he's looking down at what choice you're making. He's like, "Oh no, not the jerky. Wait, no, not the."
What the fuck?
When facial
Crackers and
animations go bad.
cheese.
Here,
I
kid.
guess.
Take this.
How about my boy? He eat yet?
Yeah, I gave him something.
Sure, then hand it over.
We'll give food to everyone but your
Thanks.
wife.
I actually had a point I was gonna make, but I completely lost in that fit of childish glee at Kenny's dopey facial expression.
What the hell was going on there?
Did you offer any to Doug?
How's it
No,
going,
I
Lee? From
need
up
to go
here, it looks like
find.
you're playing favorites.
Can you
We're not
even
gonna give
give
food
any
to
to
Clementine?
Larry?
We already gave
We
food
already
to
gave it to
Clementine. She was
Clementine.
the first person.
Feed her
I thought you
twice.
only had 3.
No, you have 4.
Oh, okay.
Where's
Then that makes sense.
Doug, where'd
I
you
wish
go?
you
He's
could
helping
eat
with
your
the gate. He's
ration.
helping with the gate, I think.
I wish you could eat your ration in front of Larry.
Wait, that's Mark. Never mind.
Conspicuously. And savor it.
Hey, Doug.
Oh, so good.
What's up, Lee?
What are you working on?
Yeah.
So this is one of the reasons why I thought it would be better to like why I chose Carly over Doug, which is that
It's just some string.
Doug
and some old
doesn't
raps.
really have a lot of interesting stuff to do after you save him.
Strategically placed to let us know when the walkers are coming.
Carly
Like at the
becomes sort
end-
of a pseudo between the lines love interest.
Nice.
Yeah. Well, she also allows for some interesting choices in episode 3 that you don't get if you choose Doug.
Think Katja can save that guy?
Maybe. I mean,
Plus,
know
I thought it would,
computers-
like, plus my thinking when I was first confronted with that choice, not knowing what was going to happen afterward,
Good point.
I pretty much figured that regardless of, like, that if I chose one person, the other person would die, and it wouldn't be like with Sean and Duck.
Look at his expression. Look at his like.
Said it didn't matter
Oh,
when you saved
yeah.
Food.
Early, but
You just said the magic
it will
word.
do a lot more than half a day's rations.
Hey, if Doughboy doesn't want his food, hand it this way.
It doesn't work like that. I'll decide who gets the food.
I'll decide smart.
We should just go over and give it to Larry now.
Yeah.
Both because it's funny to do it like that, and because I want to piss off Seamus.
What a douchebag.
He
You
is
should like
an awful
smear the
person.
cheese across the 2x4 and batter it into his stupid, dopey head.
I actually, in my playthrough, gave Larry food because I wanted to get in good with Lily, who was
Will you
clearly one of the
hold
leaders of the
damn
group.
board
Yeah, I gave
Yeah.
him food for pretty much the same reason. Plus, he was an old guy with health problems, and I figured if he was going to continue to be useful, he needed food.
I gave him food just to spite him. Like, fuck you, dude. Here, eat up, motherfucker.
Anyway, I chose Carly largely because she knew about
Larry.
Lee, and I figured that would become interesting later in the
Well, they would
game.
want you to keep your strength up.
Yeah, you pick decisions that are bad for you, but
Yeah.
are more lead to more
Just seemed
interesting.
You don't get any mark.
Need any help with the wall?
Nope.
Actually,
I know,
these are
it's
ass.
terrible,
Mind if
Mark.
I
You
take
haven't had a bite in days.
Yeah.
We'll get that taken care of.
Oh.
Who do we want to give the axe to?
I gave it to Larry because Mark was just talking about how he's getting tired, and you want it in the hands of the dude who actually like isn't gonna faint.
Also,
would
Larry's
give
a
it to him.
That
giant.
should help. Try not to make
Yeah.
too much noise.
There you go. You got some
Yeah, we're
food.
not
Now get to work,
stupid.
Larry.
Come on, Larry. Cut Lee some slack. He knows you're just out to protect Lily. He told me so. Just like he's trying to.
If you said that he was a racist, does he just say you're a racist in that particular?
He does. That's
instance?
where it comes up.
I should have picked that.
Oh, is that like the closest he ever comes to apologizing right there?
Not such an easy job, is it?
Like I said, he's not a super terrible character, but you know he kind of does fit into the stereotype of
I
like
don't know how
the
you have the strength to do
the
this
old
every day.
hard ass
I don't have a choice.
army veteran.
See, here she's trying to prove a point. She's like, it's not so easy to
Yeah.
hand out the food, is it? And I'm like, well, maybe you should go out there and try and leave someone for dead. You sociopathic bitch. Oh, like this is her response to you saying you weren't willing to leave a couple of teenagers to die? Is to like, oh, isn't it hard to hand out crackers and cheese?
He didn't make it, did he?
I really feel like she didn't have a lot of weight behind her argument
Sick
there.
of this shit.
Ken, come back. There's nothing.
She
What
was
did you
just
just
being
throw?
stupid.
You don't think I am? I don't
A
know. Maybe
thing?
it's for the best. We're already struggling to feed our own kids.
I've got an idea. Let's
That
eat
man
him.
you brought, I tried, but he was never going to survive.
Well, at least he's not our problem anymore.
And we'll feed him to Ben first.
What about the other kid?
Wow! Oh yeah, I
I like-
forgot
I like
about
the-
that. You have like a dialogue sequence. You start thinking about it.
I
then you
love
hear the
that. That
zombie.
is such a nice. That is such a nice thing.
Can you actually make a selection there?
Oh yeah, that's right. You.
I love that Ben is seated with the children.
Get out of the damn way!
You missed.
I got him!
So why did we give it to him again?
What actually happens if you give it to the other
Yeah,
dog?
Doug.
Come on, Larry.
Continuing his long-standing tradition of falling over.
Oh, this is nasty. Oh. Okay, who wants some beef jerky? I've got one
Let's
left.
do it.